Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to this next episode of Habitually Fat. Joining me today is, of course, Nick, the only man who has taken more voltage than that guy from down Periscope, the fat electrician. We have Jack Mandeville, who is single-handedly keeping Marlboro afloat, and then we have the purveyor of single moms, Mr. King Trout. I am Habitual Line Crosser, and today we are going to check out historical sites around San Antonio, being guided by the one and only Jack Mandeville.
Marhaba!
Yeah, where are we going, Jack?
Yeah.
It's Everett. Oh, we are today. Now, can I give a little motivation talk? The capital of the state of Texas, as we know, is in the city of Austin, but really the cultural hub of Texas is here in San Antonio. This is really where Texas history, as we know it, begins. You ever heard the term the Six Flags of Texas?
Yeah.
You get the amusement park and the Six Flags. Well, it really is centered around San Antonio here, because San Antonio here at one point has been under 6 different flag standards. It was obviously originally, well, there were indigenous people here, but the first powers...
They didn't have flags.
They didn't have flags. So the first people to show up were obviously the Spanish. Where we're going today is some of the San Antonio missions that the Spanish built. Then the second people that planted their flag here was the Republic of Mexico when they revolted against Spain and kicked all those Europeans out. And then it became the Republic of Texas. That's 3. The Republic of Texas really didn't last that long. It became part of the United States of America. And then the French landed here and had their flag planted here for a few years. So the French flag is one of the 6 flags of Texas.
When was that?
It was in 1861. Benito Juarez had just won a civil war against the conservatives of Mexico, and Napoleon III says, like, hey, you owe us money on these debts. He's like, no, those are the debts the conservatives incurred. Basically, Napoleon III showed up with a French force and deposed Benito Juarez's Republican administration and implanted the younger brother of Franz Joseph, who was a Habsburg, Franz Joseph of the Hungarian-Austrian Empire, Maximilian, and he lasted about 5 years before Mexicans were like, fuck you, you goddamn European piece of shit, get the hell out, and they killed him. Fun story with that. Big musical influences down here in South Texas are Tejano and Norteño music, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of accordions and brass instruments. So Maximilian, when he came over here to be become king of Mexico, he brought this army of German musicians with him. And after they executed Maximilian, all these musicians were like, well, what the fuck are we gonna do now? So they all made their way into northern Mexico and South Texas, and that German sound infused with the classic Spanish and indigenous sound, and that's how we kind of have those musical forms we know today. Cool. So without Maximilian the First, the only emperor of Mexico, we would have never had Selena. That's the point I'm trying to get at.
We still don't have Selena.
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah.
The 6th flag was the Confederacy.
Yes, the 6th flag was the Confederacy. They obviously had it for about good 4 years. And then it went back to the United States.
So you're saying the French were in charge longer than the Confederates?
About around the same amount of time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't hear people saying the French will rise again around here.
No, they don't really rise anywhere. They rise bread, I guess.
You know, I think I forgot something today. I didn't remember the Alamo. What does that stem from? Like that whole, the saying, remember the Alamo. Like, is that
It's like the war cry, because like
well, I know they got
the
massacred
Mexican
there.
army killed everybody. Like, it's like never forget 9/11.
Well, I know, but like, was there any specific person that started that? Like when they went and fought against the Mexicans afterwards?
I think that the battle of, if I'm not mistaken, the Battle of Gonzales is when they first yelled it.
Okay.
Which the Gonzales flag is based off of that Texas Revolution battle.
Yeah, that's with the cannon, right?
Yeah. This used to be a city road here a few years back, but this is like, they've pumped a lot of money in to really improve the grounds here. There she is.
How much of that do you think they had to rebuild? Like, I assume it was pretty well destroyed.
This is the only original part of the mission right here is the front. Everything else has been pretty much rebuilt. There's some stuff in the inside that still left over, but this is it. This is the original part right here.
Was this like a compound or anything? Or?
Yeah, it was a mission. It was a mission. We'll go to the other missions. You'll get a better idea how they're designed. But yeah, this is where they would do trade out of. Natives would live here when they were converting them. This is where Spanish soldiers, merchants would stay. And mind you, when the Battle of the Alamo happened, this was in the middle of nowhere. You'll get a better sense of it when we go out to the other missions, but this was a few landowners out here. That was about it. That's where they think Davy Crockett was killed, right there. And he actually was captured, and they basically just executed him. But right over there, there's a little plaque over there, and that's where they think that they put Davy Crockett to his knees and shot him in the back of the head.
Do you know about like the Phil Collins thing?
Oh yeah.
What?
So, if you go into the museum here and you go and look at a lot of the artifacts, it'll say donated by P. Collins. P. Collins. Well, it is the Phil Collins. He watched the Battle of the Alamo, remember the Alamo movie with John Wayne when he was a little boy growing up in England, and just became obsessed with the Alamo. So by the time the 70s hit, his rock and roll career's taken off. While most of his peers were spending their money on cocaine and alcohol and women, he started buying up actual Alamo artifacts. So if he's not the first, he's the second largest private collector of Alamo artifacts in the world, is Phil Collins. So when they dedicate, if you go into the museum there, it's his voice giving you the tour and everything.
Really?
He's obsessed with the Alamo. So this is the oldest bar west of the Mississippi here, and when we get inside, I'll kind of show you a couple things that are just incredible
we're
pieces of
drinking
history.
at this bar.
Oh man, Europeans.
There's a 0% chance I'm not drinking at the oldest bar west of the Mississippi.
Trout, are we not getting any commentary from you, or are you just, building them
I'm
up?
soaking it all in right now, and I heard there's a bar on this tour, so I'm kind of excited about that.
Putting a taco place directly next to the Alamo is aggressive.
Yeah. Well, between the Alamo and the oldest bar west of the Mississippi, like that's like putting the Girl Scout cookie stand right outside a dispensary.
I first moved here in 2008. It was before the indoor smoking ban in San Antonio went into effect. So you'd walk in here and it'd just be nothing but like cigarette and cigar smoke just all wafting on top of there. But like if you go up there, this was definitely built for a man from 1860,
Teddy Roosevelt was a man's man.
He was a man's man.
He did jujitsu.
Did he?
Yeah.
Boxed kangaroos.
Yeah, so like all the presidents have like a sport thing that they added to the White House. Teddy Roosevelt loved judo and jujitsu, and he would like actually train it. Like he had wrestling mats put in the White House. Dude is a badass.
I love how this guy not only does crazy shit at the Battle of San Juan Hill there, then when he's president, they give him a Nobel Peace Prize for brokering peace between the Russians and the Japanese during the Russo-Japanese War. But like, what he was proudest of in life was like killing a man with his bare hands in Cuba.
Here we have an advertisement from 1933 bragging about the fact that they have electric ceiling fans. Check it out. Still here.
You know who still doesn't have electric ceiling fans? The Middle East.
We asked what Teddy Roosevelt's favorite drink was, and it's a mint julep. So we're gonna drink that while we're here.
You've never had a mint julep before?
No.
No, I'm a beer drinker, bro.
My granddaddy was the biggest mint julep salesman of all of St. Bernard Parish.
So apparently, in this establishment, the bartenders know an incredible amount about history. So I love when I find somebody who knows something about like what they do. And for me, I just like asking the off-the-wall question, like what is the most interesting thing you think about said establishment? Right now, the bartender, we'll get his name in a second. He is currently dealing with other patrons right now.
Tending the bar.
What's that?
Tending the bar.
He's tending the bar. Okay, what's your name, sir?
V.
V, good to meet you. Name's Ethan, by the way.
You too.
All right. So what is the most, I guess, just off the wall, most interesting thing you know about this business and like what it's been going on? I'm going to hand you the mic so that way.
Gotcha. It's the oldest hotel bar on this side of Mississippi that's still operating. It was originally opened in 1847. We got the credit for bringing alcohol to South Texas. It was ran by a female, first commercial business that was ran by a female. And
Do you know her name? If you don't, it's okay.
Mary Menger.
Mary Menger? Okay.
Yeah.
Menger Hotel.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And in 1859, they moved it at this location. And in 1887, that was the last major remodel. So this is how it looked back in 1887. Yeah, because light bulbs and electricity came out. So this was the first hotel with like elevator, washer and dryer, and a refrigerator.
Over here, we have the Jack Mandeville. Now, Jack is an incredibly intelligent creature. Now, put in his proper element, when we're talking about Texas historical culture, Jack becomes a very powerful being. However, if you take him out of his element, which is... What are you least good at, Jack?
Oh boy, where do I start? Decisiveness, I think, is one thing right there, yeah.
I'm gonna poke him with a stick.
Jack's really, really good at taking a really good long-running bit and making you feel like shit for doing it again.
What are you talking about?
You.
What did I do?
On Unsub made me feel like an asshole.
I did?
Oh yeah.
Doing what?
We explained the offenders, and we explained the concept of like, okay, you get to pick the superpower, we get to pick the offset, and you can pick any superpower you want.
Yes.
Jack just goes, I wish I could talk to my dead brother again.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
I do that at the live shows.
Shit.
I did that at the live show. And like, it was a great show. You guys got the whole... It literally, I was the last one to talk. I'm like, I wish my brother was alive again. And then Eli cuts the show. It makes people feel awkward, but it makes me laugh.
that's what really matters.
Jack is a national treasure.
I can't get over how big this thing is
Yeah,
compared
this
to
is-
like, I thought they would all be like the Alamo, and this is a legit castle.
You see that little, that's like where the soldiers would be posted up looking through their peepholes.
Rifles. I was going to point out to Nick that the Spaniards brought gutters to the state of Texas back in the 1700s, despite the fact that if you look at any builder grade house in the state of Texas that was built within the last 30 years, they don't put fucking gutters on them.
It's funny because ever since I've been coming to Texas for Unsub, I've always just thought the houses looked weird here, and I didn't know what it was. And it was like, Iowa, it's all like vinyl and metal and wood siding, and they don't really have that in Texas. It's all stone and shit. But that wasn't it. The houses just looked weird, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And finally, we're just driving one day, and Connor goes, oh, I know why they're weird. Nobody has fucking gutters here. And then it's just like the glass shatter moment. You look around, it's like not a single gutter in sight anywhere. So, except here, I guess.
Yeah, the Spaniards had them.
I'm out of my element. I can make fun of World War II weapons. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Some dudes got on boats and shipped themselves for 3 months across the ocean to then walk or ride in wagons for another few months to get to the middle of the desert to pile stones into this.
Have the natives pile stones.
Yeah.
Well, you can't tell me that a native carved that statue of the Virgin Mary. I wouldn't believe it.
No, that was definitely one of the Spaniards.
All right. So, hey, this brings us to the end of the episode, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Huge thank you to Jack Mandeville for showing us around these missions here in San Antonio. There was 2 that we were unable to get to today just because of time constraints. If you guys are interested in us having a look at those and go through them, please put it in the comments section.
And the largest ball of twine in the world is in Minnesota.
The land of small carbonated drinks.
Iowa's got the Spam Museum. Oh, hey, it's Connor.
Hi, thanks for taking me to church twice and to a bar today.
Yeah, we got everything covered.
We took you to the bar first.